On today's episode, I'm going to make you like a pedal from 2005 that gets no attention and costs hardly anything. And if by the end of this video you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe. In 2005, Digitech, the digital division of DOD, released these three pedals that are now this kind of lost and forgotten sub-series that I think are really important to the evolution of pedal and especially DSP. They are these guys right here. So you have the EHX Expression Factory, the DF-7 Distortion Factory, and the CF7 Chorus Factory. And today I'm going to focus in on the Distortion Factory. This is a pedal that I have used on and off on a pedal board, and at one time had it on a desk in a studio and just really enjoyed it. I think it's phenomenal, and I think that most of the internet poops on it without giving it a chance. So I want to set it up by just saying this is a time in pedals when DSP still isn't absolutely accepted like it is today. We have EHX by Line 6, we have Strymon. This is still in the dark ages, so to speak, but right before people start to trust it. We have seen pedals similar, a multi-distortion that claims it can do different distortion pedals you've heard. Well, we had seen that before in the Line 6, but this is huge and this is small, and this starts to open up this idea of a compact pedal that does a lot. And they claim that it does all of these units here. This is the original ad copy. They claim it does a tube screamer, a 250, a DS1, a RAT, a Big Muff, their Metal Master, and a Metal Zone. And we'll look at this each time we do a jam, but we're gonna compare it to those. And I just want to say lastly that even myself doing the Muffaletta, the Bonsai, and the Pack Rat, it's a bit of a tip of the hat to what Digitech did digitally. I did it with analog, and I think that this is as worthy as any of these pedals I've done for any guitar player who wants different sounds, and this is definitely much more affordable. So with that said, let's jump into a couple things I'm going to use, and then we'll do some jams. The very first mode we're going to try out and compare is mode 1. When we look at this original ad copy, you see the $99 tube screamer. So what I'm going to do to raise the stakes is I'm going to use a 1982 with the Sacred chip. Apparently it's Sacred. This guy's expensive. It's like 400-ish bucks, maybe even more. So we're gonna compare it to the mode 1. We're gonna shoot it out in a jam. And the way that's gonna work, and you might have seen this on the show, I have this device called the Switchback and a remote on the floor. Basically, when you see the green light on, this is in that loop, the original pedal. That's how it'll be on all of these. And then when you see the red light, that means I've hit the switch, and you'll be hearing the Distortion Factory. We'll go back and forth. I'm gonna use a delay a little bit every time. So I'm gonna use the X series delay, the digital delay. This is the version from China. I'm not gonna really explain that here. And I think we just jam. We're gonna jam, see what happens, and see if I can convince you that you've been wrong about this pedal that you probably didn't even know about. Heard such a huge difference. This is just obviously so much different, and you know, the biggest thing I learned is there's no way that this digital emulation could ever match the real thing. And I think when it comes down to it, if I could buy this for $65 right now on Reverb, I'd rather spend, you know, $400 or $500 on this. I think everyone agrees. Also, my slide tone was better than Red Shul's.
Sick burn.
The next model we want to shoot out is Model 2. It is seen here on the sheet as the $39 DOD 250. This refers to the 90s reissue. Those are now a couple $100, but I'm gonna spice it up and play a vintage one. Here's a yellow one. These are about $250 now, but I even want to get a little more crazy. I want to keep the stakes going up, so I'm going to use an original gray box. I have the gray box. He has the box. And here it is. Look how beautiful. This is a very coveted pedal. These are like $800 now. I think it's because of how good the foam. Nick, you want to smell the foam? No. Such a good foam smell. So I'm going to shoot this out. Remember, green light is the original, red light is this. I used tape delay from this delay on the last one. I'm going to do like a really hard one repeat slap back on a solo section and just act like I know what I'm doing and play random notes and see if it fits into the song. The switch was switching? Was it actually going back and forth? Because it's weird, like this is so expensive and yet people have pooped on this. And do they sound the same? I don't think it was working. Was the switch even working?
It was.
It was working?
Yeah, it was.
We confirmed this?
Yeah.
Oh man, isn't that weird how like they sound identical yet digital is supposed to suck and this is like from like decades ago? That's really strange. Mode 3 right here is representative of a Boss DS1. So at the time, these are $39 and you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna, again, raise the stakes. I'm gonna use an original silver screw. I have the box. He has the box. And this is a really coveted model. These are like $350 or so. Black Label Japan, silver screw. Apparently it has the sacred op amp. So let's shoot it out here. And there's really no way they'll compare. It's not possible.
Impossible.
It just sounds so much different. It's crazy. I can't believe the things that I just heard. It's like when I stare at that light switching, it's wild to just know, yeah, they sound so much different. This thing sucks. I love this so much more. Next up, if you can count like me, it's mode 4. It is the RAT we see here, $99. But again, let's just go all the way. Let's do an 84 white face. This saw one for $800. It's insane. It's crazy. Let's shoot them out. Obviously, this is going to win because it costs more. from that pedal YouTube thing. Hold up the white face. Okay. There is nothing better than this pedal. There's no way the digital pedal ever compares. You could hear clearly that this pedal is better. And I'm sorry for doing a video like this and deceiving you all. The Digitech pedal is not good. It's not cool and it doesn't look right. You should not listen to anything I've said, and this pedal is the best pedal and you should pay all that money for it. Sincerely, the gear page. Okay. Next up is mode 5. It is one of the most hated and loved pedals in the world. It's the thing where everyone says they hate it, but yet they've sold 1 million. I hate it! It is the Boss Metal Zone MT2. Ironically, you can buy this for about $50, and this is like $65, but just to keep going here and to compare, this may be the one that really hangs us up, and they just can't nail it. I guess we'll see. You heard it for yourself. First of all, we kind of played metal. It still wasn't what I'd call metal. What is that genre? Addison, is it like new metal? Is that like post-metal, pre-metal?
Nailed it.
Folk metal? We did. It's pretty good. I had the whole rig inside of a noise gate as well, so it cut off really clean. I mean, you could hear the difference, I'm sure. So with that said, let's move on to the next mode. The next mode is mode 6. It is a Digitech pedal called the Metal Master from the X series. I'm not gonna demo it. You can check this out. These are great. It's a pedal that does like the HM2 metal zone. It does like a ton of metal sounds. And it's a good point here to interject something I didn't bring up in the beginning, which is this X series existed. And then we have these factory pedals, these 3 that came out, and they should be seen as a stepping stone from the X series. And this is the stepping stone, and then you end up with the hardwire. The tech got better and better. The hardwire stuff is phenomenal. Probably do something on that at some point. Let's jump now to the next mode, which is the Big Muff. If we look here on the sheet, it's a Russian, kind of the smaller box Big Muff, $59.88. They're currently, you can get them for about 150 bucks. I have one. It's problematic because it's never been out of this box. I have the box.
He has the box.
I don't want to, actually, I'll open it a little. It's, do I have to open this? Can I?
You don't have to.
I mean, I feel there's pressure. There's like people and I don't, can I?
You don't have to.
Oh man.
Don't let the oxygen.
Oh, it's in the bag. It's in the bag. I'm gonna close it quickly. It's never been played or touched by human hands. I have a similar one here, so I'm gonna do this. This will be the last jam, and I think we need to try to sludge it up. Can we sludge it up?
Yeah.
I'll add some delay and kind of like if Weezer and Dinosaur Jr. and like the bass player from Creed got together.
Huh.
this is Josh from the future. I'm wearing a different shirt and things because it's the future and I didn't dress the same. I just want to say it's bothered me. You know, we're here on the editing process. The jam's wicked sick, but I'm really concerned because I didn't express something I deeply love about the Big Muff setting on the DF-7. That is this. The normal Big Muff has 3 controls, right? It's cool. It's awesome. You can start a band. Dinosaur Jr., example. But the tone control does one thing, and it gets lost sometimes because it doesn't have mids. But this gives you 3 tone controls: bass, mid, treble, Big Muff. You ever seen a Big Muff with bass, mid, treble? Maybe, probably not. It's one of my favorite things about the pedal, and I left it out. So, this is Josh from the future. I'm gonna walk away, and then you're gonna keep watching this, and this never happened. That's it. It's the final jam. I think the point has been made that just because something looks a little strange and is supposed to be carbon fiber, but it's not, doesn't mean it's not a great pedal. You should check these out. They're all over the place. Pawn shops, Craigslist, your closet, trunks of cars. You can check it out. I did some basic math and I did the calculations for inflation. Not because I'm good at math, but because I just use Google, and it adds up to $65 currently. I know a bunch of you are whining about the price is gonna jump up or whatever. There's enough of these out there, and if you'll just hold your horses and settle it down, the price will probably level back out and they'll be like a whopping $80 in about a month. But if you wanted to buy all the classic pedals in their current state, $2,500 to $3,000 versus this, I think the point has been made. And I do want to say I've done a lot of research. I've talked to a lot of people from Digitech. I'm still learning about all these lines, the DOD history as well. And this is a very good example of companies don't make things, people do. And there were 3 people in particular that seem to be most involved here, and I may leave someone out, but I want to give them a big, huge shout out because these engineers are invisible. The first one is Craig DeVry. He did the hardware. He was over how the hardware functioned and everything. Then we have Jeremy Geisler, who designed all the DSP. So the way that it actually sounds and how perfect it is, that was actually Jeremy. And then there was a project manager of sorts, I believe. He was the ears of the project, the guy that said, this sounds perfect. This is exactly right. He felt it out, he heard it out, and his name was Billy Clement. So big shout out to them. This pedal's cool. In the comments, let me know what you think and if you've ever seen this and if you've ever played it. One last thing I want to mention is there is a mixer output on this. I didn't want to clutter this video and get into that because it's honestly a whole other video, but this has an amazing cab sim. Now, this is 2005, and this is way before the big cab sim IR craze that we're in now. It's phenomenal. So when you have the pedal on and you're using the overdrives, they match a certain cab they think goes well with that pedal, and then when it's off, you can still use that with your other pedals. I'm gonna do a Wednesday live this coming Wednesday where we have this Expression Factory, the Chorus Factory, and this. I'm gonna show the cab sims, some other Digitech pedals, and it'll just be a fun time of exploring these factory pedals. So tune in for that. Let's go to record time. Today's record time is brought to you by Plans, Death Cab for Cuties album from 2005 when this pedal came out. I think this is an overlooked record that I really enjoy. For a lot of people, it's when Death Cab sold out, but it's when I really bought in. You know, that's what I'll say about it. My favorite song is Brothers on a Hotel Bed. Crooked Teeth is the perfect example of what I think Death Cab sounds like. Soul Meets Body, I Will Follow You Into the Dark. Every song's good. That's all I know to say. Go check it out. Let me know in the comments if you like this, if you hate it, and what your favorite Death Cab album is if you're a fan. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like, subscribe to the channel, and there's a bell icon. You can hit that to get notifications of future episodes. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what your favorite mode was, what your thoughts were about this. Also, come and join us on Wednesday where we play all of the different pedals that are involved in this series. Also, you can go over to BandLab and jam with us with these jams. You can play metal with us because we played metal. I think it was metal. Was that metal? It was metal. You can come like play metal. You can come scream over that song. See ya. Bye.